Right, so another of the Turning Point box tonight. So this is Big Beat Manifesto. It's a pale ale. It's been brewed with a couple of hops. There's Eldorado, Brew 1 and Simcoe. We'll talk about that in a little second or two. First thing you notice as you pour it, this is a cloudy beer. I suppose when I first went into pubs when I was about 18, 19 years of age, and certainly when I grew up in a pub, if we'd have seen a pint that looked like that, we'd have sent it straight back. It really is quite cloudy. That really is a product of the hops that are being used in this. Excuse the crunching sound in the background. Dog's got a little chew and he's chomping away at it. And yeah, dogs are dogs, aren't they? Yeah, you just sent it back. You don't like cloudy beers. It had not cleared properly to being, well, whatever. But a lot of these hops that are used these days in craft beers, we're seeing a lot of dry hopping at the end of a brew run, and the resins that are extracted from the hops at the time are making the beers quite cloudy. It was a bit of a culture shock when I first started drinking these sort of newer IPAs, but yeah, I'm sort of coming into understanding them. So, bit of history. The IPA, it comes from the name India Pale Ale, and these were beers that were brewed to send out to India. So back in the days of the Raj and the good old British Empire, we used to send beers out from the breweries in the UK over to the people who were in the Indian in the colonies in India. So you'd got the East India Company and people like that, and companies like Eindhoven, Bass, so they would send out these India Pale Ales. They needed to be able to survive the journey from the UK to India. Now, you traditionally brew beers, limited sort of shelf life. It's a fresh product. You wouldn't send milk out to India and expect it to come to arrive at the other end in a decent sort of state. So the India Pale Ales were born, and traditionally an IPA was a much stronger beer. It had got a higher ABV, which meant it could survive the journey for a lot longer. And they also tended to be a lot more heavily hopped. So you would see more sort of late hopping in the brews. They'd be brewed, so you get the mash, and then they put the mash into the copper. They boil the mash with the flavour hops, and then you'd get a lot of the aroma hops that were added in this later date. Recently, as the idea of the IPA has been revived, really, we're starting to see a lot of hops coming in from the US, and your traditional old British hops, the Goldings, the Fuggles, the Northern Brewer, are still around, and they are intensely good flavour hops. But we're starting to see now some of the American aroma hops that are being used. They've got a much more floral flavour, a much fruitier flavour, and this is certainly the case with this particular brew. So the ones that we've got in this are Eldorado, Brew 1 and Simcoe. So Eldorado and Brew 1 are well-known hops for giving a pineapple flavour to a beer. Sorry. Quite a fruity flavour to a beer, but they also impart. There's quite a lot of resin, as you can see that the brew it's quite a murky looking beer, and like I say, in back in the days gone by, you just sent that back. It was off. There was something wrong with it, but I'm coming to appreciate it. I'm coming to appreciate the flavour. So you've got the Simcoe in there. You've got the Eldorado hop in there. These are quite strong bittering hops, but they do have this amazing aroma. And I say that the characteristics, certainly of the Eldorado hop and the Brew 1 hop, is this pineapple flavour, this almost pineapple fruitiness. So that's what I'm expecting from the beer. I'm expecting a a fruity flavour. I'm expecting a burst of hop on the palate. It's a pale malt. You can see it's not there's not a great deal of darkness in that. It's quite a pale beer. It's very cloudy. So let's give it a go. So on the nose, the first thing you get on the nose is that intense floral burst. It's so fruity. It really is so fruity. And yeah, pineapple is one of the flavours that comes across. It is. There's the bitterness there. There's the roundedness there. It's a nice rounded beer. You get the hop character coming through quite strongly. And the after flavour of it's just fruit. It bursts on your palate. Very floral flavour, very fruit based flavour. But yeah, pineapple. I have to say, pineapple is the overriding thing that I get from that. It's a very palatable drink. So it comes in at 5.2%. It's, as I say, it's not a session beer. A lot of the beers that come from Turning Point you really couldn't describe as session beers. They do have a fairly hefty ABV, but they really are classy beers. They have a cracking flavour to them. So this is Big Beat Manifesto. The artwork on the can again it's yeah. The one thing you've got to say is their artwork is out of this world. So the artwork here has been done by Sam Jeffries. What I will do is I'll put some links to Sam's Facebook and Instagram page in the link below. Check Sam out. You know, it's got to be recognised for the work that's been done here. But yeah, so Turning Point Big Beat Manifesto. It's a big beer. It's got a big flavour. It's intensely fruity. It's a fruity IPA. Yeah, don't be put off by the fact it's a cloudy beer. You know, the way that we brew beers has changed, and this late hopping and the resins that are coming out of the hops when you're actually brewing these beers. It's making the beers cloudy, but the flavours are just absolutely superb. It's certainly a big flavour on the palate, really fruity, really rounded, lovely beer, and certainly one that you can enjoy drinking. Go and try them out. Turning Point Brewery, Big Beat Manifesto. Give it a go. Thank you very much.